While by the stream, Ji-young and Gilgyum were apprehended by a group selecting fine horses and beautiful women for the government, and consequently, they were taken to a high-ranking official's residence. That house had been scheduled for a special visit by high-ranking government officials for the king, and they came to take the household's granddaughter to the king. That guest was Im Seong-jae, infamous for his terrible reputation. No matter how delicious the food was, he would claim there was hair in it to demand a bribe. If there was no money, he imposed horrific punishments. The house owner promised Ji-young that if Im Seong-jae liked the food today and let things pass without incident, he would set Ji-young and Gilgyum free. The owner of the house asked for 9 delicious side dishes to be prepared for Im Seong-jae, but with the kitchen short on ingredients, Ji-young fell into deep worry. Gilgyum, with her keen nose, caught the scent of meat, and it was beef. Then Ji-young had an idea and decided to try making that dish. Ji-young, like a top-tier chef, began crafting a fantastic dish that felt as if nature had been infused into it, using water temperature and the meat's characteristics, while Im Seong-jae focused on observing the women and nitpicking. The dish was finally completed, but those who saw it harshly criticized it just by its appearance without tasting it. They did so because they expected many dishes to be served. Ji-young begged them to judge it by taste, and they finally started eating. Though they said nothing, they were momentarily stunned by the beef they had never tasted before, but then regained composure and claimed it was terrible. When the house owner tasted it, he was astonished by how new the flavor was. In the end, by Im Seong-jae's order, Ji-young was dragged away, and his subordinates brought out the house owner's granddaughter. It had all been a script arranged from the start. As Im Seong-jae told his men to kill Ji-young, the king appeared from afar. He had come all the way here to find Ji-young, who had fled. The king lavished praise on the dish, and thus Ji-young's life was spared. Meanwhile, the house owner was exiled to a distant region for speaking carelessly to the king, and it was decided that the granddaughter would not be taken. The homeowner was a high-ranking official, so his life was safe, and in those days, commoners could not even look at the king's face. But Ji-young, who came from 2025, was unaware of this and spoke while looking the king straight in the eye. When the guards tried to punish her for being rude, the king, amused, simply told them to leave. Then Ji-young said that she came from 2025 and needed to find her bag to return to 2025, and the people treated her as if she were crazy. The king, seemingly reluctant to waste Ji-young's cooking talent, said that tomorrow he would take her to the palace to work as a chef and ordered her to be detained for the time being. However, the homeowner secretly let her go because of the promise he had made to Ji-young. After leaving the house, Ji-young and Gilgyum arrived at the place where their bag had been lost, but they were eventually caught by the king, who then threw the bag far away. Meanwhile, the king's wife, the queen, was having an affair with someone else, and she was also known to be ruthless. When the king mentioned that he would be bringing a woman to the palace, she began to feel tense. On the way to the palace, all the people bowed down, but only Ji-young glared at the king, giving him a look that seemed to say, "Let me go quickly." The king just smiled. He was probably confused by 3 things: her cooking skills, her apparent madness, and her beautiful face. Finally, they arrived at the palace, and the queen greeted the king warmly, while her gaze fell on the unfamiliar Ji-young. She stared at Ji-young fiercely, feeling an inexplicable hostility and jealousy.